What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at a boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of, well, Pokemon, of course, because everything now DSP does have to center around Pokemon. But he actually played a Pokemon game, a new Pokemon game, and struggled to hit the goal. But of course, Anonymous came to save the day, and he did open up, I think, 1 or 2 card packs. And then the night stream was demo tryout night. That's right. This is where DSP plays free demos because he's broke and he's poor, and he has nothing else to play because he's wage quit pretty much every game he's played this year. So yeah, great job there, Phil. That's right. This summer is going to be amazing. I'll tell you right now, this summer is just going to be Pokemon streams and chill with Phil streams. That's all we're getting from DSP because there's nothing else out there. And yeah, and if he does play a game, he'll more than likely wage quit it. So let's see what he had to say on the daily rap. By the way, I'm working on like 1 hour sleep. I'm exhausted. So if I sound a little bit, like myself, I apologize. So let's get into it.
Good evening, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2026. A fun day of variety and good vibes and good times. New stuff starting up and some other random stuff as well. Let's talk all about it. Today, we started off with the DSP morning show that was very different from what we've been doing the past week. Notably, no reacting. I didn't react to any game trailers or anything like that. We just had a chill vibe stream. I revealed that I had a new box of Pokemon cards to start unboxing today, which is the Chaos Rising box. That's right, this is the set that I had bought a box of and opened the entire box off stream to see if I was getting ripped off by TCG Player. This is also the box that I got the most valuable card out of possible when I was opening it last week. So, as a result, okay, we know we're not getting scammed by TCG Player. This is all good stuff, okay? So, this is the new box, and we have new rules. Basically, the way it works is if we're either playing a Pokemon game or a TCG game, we're going to open a pack for free. For every $50 contribution that we get on a stream, that qualifies for a pack. And milestones, if we hit $100 of support, that's a pack. 150, that's a pack, and every 50 moving forward. So, we played Pokemon.
Hold up. All right. Oh my God. All right. I'm gonna apologize right now because I might go on like a 20-minute rant here. Milestone, Phil, really? We're doing milestone semantic side. Phil over here has narrowed down his choice words on what goals are going to be. He's going to now call them milestones. Just like he did when he was begging. He's not begging, he's just asking for momentum or to call to action, or it's not donos. You know what I mean? Good God, Phil, really? Why? Hey, why? Again, Phil, why? This is why people dislike you. If you honestly wonder why people dislike you, we know you do, because you're a narcissist, and the reason why you cope and seethe and go on rants is because you want the whole world to like you, and that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? But if you're really genuinely curious why people dislike you, this is why. Milestones, just call it a goal. Everyone in the world knows it's a goal. So why can't you just accept reality and call it a goal? Why can't you accept the fact that you told everyone that you were never going to have goals again? They were done. They were gone. Remember after the whole Asmongold thing? And literally 6 months later, you brought back goals. But of course, you can't call them goals. You have to call them milestones. Again, Phil, no one likes disingenuous people. And this is what you are. You're being very disingenuous. Essentially, what you're doing is you're peeing on someone's leg and you're saying it's rain. It's not pee, it's rain. It's yellow rain. That's right. And nobody likes that, Phil, because what you do here is you kind of make it, you put it out there that you don't really value the intelligence of the viewer. You think they're so stupid that they're not going to understand that just because you changed it from goals to milestone, that it's something totally different. No, everyone's smart enough to know that milestones is just a coded word by you to mean goals. And again, I went on yesterday on my podcast and I ranted a bit, and I said to myself, I kind of always ask the question of why do I detract against DSP? You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate the guy, like, if he was like, I don't know, a Nazi or something very terrible. I'm not to that point. I think he's an idiot. He's a 44-year-old boomer, low cow, that does a lot of stupid shit. But of course, I always ask myself, why do I detract? Why do I waste time on him or whatever? And I always come down to the fact that he's just a liar. Like, he won't own who he is. I can tolerate a lot of things. I can tolerate a lot of behavior. I can tolerate a lot of personalities, and I get that from being in the corporate world for so many years. You kind of deal with a whole bunch of different personalities, and my personality is the type that I tend to shift my personality to suit that person. That's just a coping mechanism for my part. So I'm willing to accept a lot. I'm one of those people that I'm willing to look at a person and say, well, they are who they are. At least they're genuine. At least they own who they are. So I always give Phil the advice of, if you want to be a scumbag, just be a scumbag. Don't lie. Don't try to fool people, because then people get pissed off because you're insulting their intelligence. That's why I think, Phil, honestly, that is the real reason why so many people dislike you, because they look at you, they have already formulated an opinion, which 99.9% of the world has formulated, and you basically try to convince them that no, they're stupid, they're idiots, they don't know what they're talking about. Again, when 99% of the people that get to know you come to the same conclusion, you know what I mean? It's almost like, that's even more than consensus. That's like almost absolution. And I think, Phil, if you were honest with yourself and you just said, you know what, I am a scumbag, I am greedy, it's all about money for me, yeah, I'm an addict, and just own it and be honest with it, I think I would be more. I would slightly respect you a little bit more, and I would just be like, yeah, well, yeah, he is a scumbag, but he's owning it. You know what I mean? Like, he's owning it. I can respect that. The problem why I don't respect locals in general is because they can't be that way. I'll give you one example in particular. Like, only use me, Blade. I don't like the guy. I think the guy's a scumbag, but he owns it. Like, yeah, he's a scumbag. He doesn't try to convince you otherwise. He is who he is, and that's what he does. And it's like, yeah, okay, I could call him a scumbag, but what more can I say? Versus you know what I mean? We have the element of you being a scumbag, you're being a greedy asshole, you're a liar, you're a deceiver, you're a scammer. You see what I mean? And all because you just won't be genuine. And I know you can't portray genuine, Phil, because you always worry that, well, that's going to turn people off. Yeah, it's going to turn some people off, of course. But you'll be shocked how many people are willing to give you a little bit more respect if you actually owned who you are. You know what I mean? Like me, I probably wouldn't be as interested in your content if you were just being honest and open and being the scumbag you are. Because again, what am I going to say? Oh yeah, he's a scumbag. Yeah, everybody knows that. Oh, I'm going to do another video where he was being scummy? Yeah, everybody knows that he owns it and blah, blah. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying, Phil? My God. But now you have me ranting for almost 8 minutes of this video about one word, milestones. Anyway, all right, let's keep going, because this video is going to be an hour long. So we'll just keep moving forward and pushing it. And again, Phil, the other thing I want to highlight before we move on is when you do shit like this and you can't be honest with people and you call goals milestone, you know what it does? It turns people off. And it also turns off people that are willing to contribute and give you money. It does. Didn't you notice you didn't barely hit the goal? You didn't hit the goal on the night stream, and you barely hit the goal on the first stream. You had to have Anonymous come out and drop a 50 just to get you past your goal. Again, Phil, being authentic and genuine, even if you are a scumbag, is better than being disingenuous and a scumbag. You follow me, brother? You get it? You get it? I hope you do get it, because you're 44 years old. This is something that you should have gotten like when you're 20s, to be honest. Most people, when they're turned 20, maybe after college or whatever, they've developed their personalities, they've learned plenty of lessons, and they modify, and, it makes their lives a little bit better, but you haven't, man. Anyway, let's keep going.
Brilliant diamond on the first stream. Got 7 total Pokemon, enjoyed the game, actually got all the way to the first gym and didn't have a chance to beat it. But overall, great interactivity from the audience. Everyone loving the fact that I'm getting my first experience ever with Gen 4 Pokemon, right? Solid game. However, the one criticism I have, they're selling this thing as a full price game on Switch too. No lie, they're selling it like a $60 game. It doesn't look like a modern game to me. It looks like an outdated game. The graphics aren't that great, and I would argue that it's only 30 frames per second, and it's kind of blurry when you're walking through the towns. Don't ask me why. You would think if they're selling this for such a high price, they would have spent the time to make the graphics look modern. They really don't, okay? But outside of that, the game's good. Like, I'm having a great time with it. We had great attendance, great support. So here's what happened. We're at the end of the stream. We're like 120 bucks of support. And I said, all right, well, we're playing Pokemon. That's a pack unpacked for free. Someone had done a $50 tip. That's a pack. And we hit 100 bucks. That's a pack. So we're going to do 3 packs. And then while I'm doing these, if more people support, we'll do more packs. Well, guess what? More people supported. We unpacked 6 packs on the first stream. Awesome. That was really fun. We do have a bunch of hits, and I'm going to show you what they are in just a second. Before we get to that, let's talk about the late stream. The late stream was demo night, where I was playing random demos that you guys chose live. We had multiple polls going and 3 games won. Demo number 1 was Bubsy 4D. Demo number 2 was Star Fox on the Switch 2. And demo number 3 was Onimusha, Way of the Sword. So let's talk about all 3 games. Bubsy 4D, I'll be honest, it's not a bad game. It performs well, it controls well, but it's a collectathon. It feels like you're playing a game from the 1990s or maybe early 2000s. It doesn't really stand out in that demo at all. If you like collectathon throwback games, you'll probably love this game. This is probably not a game that I would ever seek to play. There's just not much to it. I actually got bored in the 20 minutes that I played it, so I would not be playing that game, okay? Star Fox Reboot, wow. Great cutscenes, great quality cutscenes. The gameplay seems sound. They actually added new gameplay elements because remember that this Star Fox game is Star Fox 64 from the Nintendo 64, but they've upscaled it and added new content. The content is excellent. I would even argue that the new stuff that they added, significantly does add to the game. The ability to on-the-fly upgrade your shields and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I actually really liked the demo, and I played it for about 20, 25 minutes, and I said to everyone, I think the demo continues, but here's the thing. Knowing that Star Fox 64 is not a very long game because I owned it on Nintendo 64 in the 90s, I don't want to go any further. If I keep going in this demo, I might end up spoiling hours of this game, and I don't want to take that much gameplay experience out of the final game when I play it later in the month. So I said, good taste, looks good. We'll come back to this when it actually comes out.
And Nintendo's not that stupid. They're not going to give away key plot points or whatever in the game. Okay, Phil, you could have played the demo. The demo, I think, was like 35 minutes or something like that. It really didn't provide any what. No, it didn't. But of course, you were so rushed because no one was supporting. Again, the reason why he didn't like Bugsy because no one supported while he was playing Bugsy. And then, of course, he said, well, let me play Star Fox. Maybe I'll get some contributions there. No one really contributed there. It wasn't until he started playing Onimusha is where donations started coming in. And like I said, he didn't hit the goal. No coffers for DSP, no goal. He ended up, I think, at 119 or 118 or something like that. And, of course, he had like a good 15-minute delay segment at the end where, of course, he tried to convince people, let's open up some packs, guys. You know you want the Pokemon packs. I'm already giving you one for free, Snort. Because I think they hit the 100 goal, yeah. And again, convoluted as fuck, man. The goal system for the Pokemon things come. So my understanding now, it evolved again, by the way. My understanding is that the grift is that if you give Phil a $50 contribution, just a $50 he opens up a card pack, right? Automatically. But if he doesn't get a $50 donation, then it becomes the milestone, the milestone is when you hit $100 in contributions, he'll open up a card pack, 150 he'll open up a second one, 200 a third, and so on, right? So every $50. So again, just utter confusion. And the whole night people were like, what is this? What's going on? People were so confused. Like when he hit the $50 mark, people were like, oh yeah, you owe us a pack. He's like, no. The first 50 has to be a $50. It's just nonsense and confusion. And don't worry, folks. If that is confusing, it's not a big deal. Give him another week and he'll modify it again. Pretty soon it's going to be, you know what? If you guys just give me $10, I'll open up a card pack. Because pretty soon he's going to turn into Jeremy, where he's going to have to do the 90% sale price off his coffee, for his October Halloween brand coffee that he has to get rid of. Because if not, it's going to be a total loss. That's where we're heading with DSP now. He's already $2,500 in the hole with the shit that he bought that he still hasn't, recouped yet. He's still in the hole because, more than almost half of them, he opened them up for free by himself. So that was money gone that he didn't make. And he's going to continue buying more packs. I guarantee you last night, he ended up buying another fucking box. And we're probably going to get it for Sunday. He can't help himself. This is just a full-on addiction now. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to make it feasible where the donations are making it able for him to continue this. But the problem is, Phil, it's not happening. And it's very funny because he even modified it because he actually said, well, I can't spend $400 or $500 on the card packs anymore because, of course, yes, he's not making his money back. So now he's going to try to open up packs that are $200 to $300. And he even went to the point where he tried going to the Pokemon official website to try to order the new pack, and you're never going to get anything there because, of course, that goes to dealers and scalpers, and you're not going to get shit, Phil. So maybe, how about this? How about you walk your ass to GameStop and see if you can buy it? You know, you won't pay what the website price is for Pokemon, the Pokemon.com site, but you'll pay a little bit more, but it'll still be way cheaper than what you're doing now. I mean, right now, what you're doing is that shit is marked up, man. You're paying more than double what the cost of the thing is. And that one that was $500, I think that was like $259 or something like that. If you would have purchased it like at GameStop, you ended up paying double the price. It's insane, man. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, he's gonna keep talking about the goals. He's gonna show us what cards he pulled. Again, Phil, no one gives a shit. He looks like an 11-year-old kid showing his binders of Pokemon cards, and it's sad and pathetic, Phil. You're 44 years old, brother. You have zero self-respect for yourself, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You guys know I'm 50. If I had a son and he was doing this shit and I caught this shit, I would disown him. I would say, you go right now to City Hall. We're going to City Hall right now, and we're going to change your last name because you are not my son. Anyway, I'm not going to watch anymore. Hope you guys enjoy. And by the way, I am uploading and editing some Kino Casino content, so it'll be trickling out. I have like maybe 3 more videos, so there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.